お、上でてしみで飲んでしまう前に見えないはわずか見たとかどうせ我慢はないからさ。あーではずっと。
Love, brain, heart control, caffeine, melatonin. Love, heart control, caffeine. You get me going. Brain, heart control, caffeine. Me and my monkey. Monkey doesn't wear any pants. Monkey doesn't.
Filthy world we live in. It's a filthy, goddamn, helpless world.
Two, one, do it again.
I'm sure.
I think I just found the best new art tip. Alright, look, hear me out. Look at how many different shapes and sizes Spider-Man's eyes can be. His face is low-key super good for head modeling. Like, bro, just look. Look, there's curious, mad, skeptical, tired, even surprised. Bro, you can't tell me I didn't just hit the jackpot.
And mini tattoo ideas? Funky Saturn, Twin Flame, Oat Milk, Angel Rose, Moonbeam, Playing Cards, Floral Gold, Honey Boo, Candlelight, Floral Jar.
Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the bank.
Hey Glock, show these niggas, man. Hey Glock, show these niggas, man.
Evil Empire, laughing all the way to the bank.
Hey Glock, show these niggas, man. Hey Glock, show these niggas, man.
you having trouble creating an original character? Well, there are 4 major steps to it. Step 1. Choose their age and gender. For example, a middle-aged man, for instance. Step 2. Their background. A war veteran who's now working as a mechanic. Step 3. Their personality and attributes. This man has some deep-seated war-related memories that haunt him from time to time, so this character might have a stern look to him, while carrying a unique element that they keep close at all times. And step 4. Their appearance and unique features. Maybe a tattoo that tells a somber or a tragic story. The way they take care of themselves can give us a look into their habits and ways of living. But there is a 5th step, time frame. Depending on whether this man is from the 20th century or distant future, their attire will change accordingly. But why? Stop here! Make a character with the most wacky background. An ex-bodybuilder with a lower body of a chicken, who's an aspiring spaceship racer with a brick for a head. Oh boy!
How can we make this drawing look less flat? This drawing comes to us by way of Noah, whose drawing desperately lacks shading. Kenton, this drawing doesn't lack shading. Look at all the shading. This is not shading. This is basically random nonsense. To fix this, I'm gonna add some different random nonsense. Let's focus mainly on shading, but real quick, let's look at construction and look at how small their craniums are compared to what they should be. To find a good cranial size, a decent rule of thumb is to go ahead and look at the flow from your jaw through your cranium. If they form a nice flow like this, your cranium is probably okay, but if it's like this, Of course, this is just a rule of thumb and will not apply every single time, but in this case, I think this is relevant. Okay, so what's in front? Let's say that these faces are what's in front, and what's behind is everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and make everything else darker. All right, what's next? I would say these hands are what's next. I'm gonna make everything behind those hands even darker. Gorgeous. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add a gradient to this fill. Now check out the extra depth we have already. And if you still aren't satisfied, you're a little bit entitled, but I guess we could go ahead and start shading the face. To do so, let's first pick a light source, and then you guys know the drill. Make sure your values are properly dark. A lot of the values being used here are just not very exciting. Make sure you introduce different values to these lips too. A darker upper lip will look really good. Then go ahead and throw in a few highlights. Go ahead and use our lasso tool here and add some cast shadows. All right, at this point, I think this is all we need for a little bit of extra depth and detail. Let's go ahead and let's check the before versus after.
Today, I want to draw something using random things I find in my village. So like a cup of tea, a plate filled with crushed brick dust, a large stone that doesn't even fit within the frame, and a few interesting tools to manage the working process. Now, what may I be doing with all these things? You might be asking. Well, let's see. How about a sprinkle of brick dust and an additional piece of charcoal I found inside a wood-burning furnace? And now I just plop down this rock and clean up the mess with a brush, and whoa, that's an interesting pattern, but I feel like it's missing a bit of flavor. So how about a few rose petals, or maybe quite a few rose petals, to scrape across and create this beautiful color? Don't forget the tea time, just 1 spoon at a time in it. Have a little bit of sprinkle, yeah, dab out this first layer, and I feel like adding a darker coloration. So let's have another go, maybe even use a hairdryer to force dry some of these areas to create stark lines and contours like so. And after flattening the paper, I'm immediately tempted to separate this spilled area from the background and materialize a colossal portrait which overlooks this landscape. Add a bit more color to warm up the sky as if it's a sunset. And now as for this area, I have a lot of complex shapes which encourages me to keep it organic. So first I sketch out a figure striding across these rock formations, and in the distance we see some ancient structures looming over our figure. Now a quick note, I'm going in with watercolor pencils, so as I'm shading these areas, I'm also watering them out with a brush. Few more details and a few highlights, and wow, what a view! I must finish this off with a contrasting foreground and our strange wanderer, which completes this day's art piece made from random stuff I found near me.